None of their lying will ever change the fact that trans people exist in greater numbers than ever before and with greater recognition than ever before, and it is plain to the eyes of any who look to see that trans people are happy when they're given access to the medical care that they want. They ask you to ignore the evidence of your eyes and your ears. If you ask these conservative hacks and freaks what they think about it, they'll tell you this and that. They'll ignore whatever evidence they have to. You go meet with actual trans people, and it's very clear what they want and what they need. They are railing against truth as a concept here, and for that reason, they are eternally on the back foot. They are demons, reeing at the sky. Not greater numbers, greater recognition. No, I think there are more trans people. I reject the idea that being trans is a deviation from being a cis, because I don't think gender should exist. I think that being cisgender is as much a, social contagion as being transgender, to the extent that both of them are contextualized by the acknowledgement of something called gender, a social construct. Therefore, it's all a social mandate, I think that there could be more or less gay or straight or trans people. I think that being gay or straight or trans isn't that much different conceptually from being, I don't know, really into trains or whatever else. Social factors can influence the extent to which you are or aren't. I reject the moralizing about there being more trans people, and if you argue against that, the implication is that there being more trans people is somehow a bad thing, no, don't worry, there won't be more trans people, we're just recognizing the ones that exist. I say fuck that. I don't give a fuck if half people are trans. Look, I only care about this, okay? I only care about two things. One, keep the birth rates up. And I'm really sorry, guys. It's confusing, it's wacky, it's difficult to understand, but trans people can breed too. A lot of them don't because they're poor and they live in areas where rent is $5 trillion a second, but they're capable of it. And by the way, it's kind of like how lesbians and gays can breed too. If they really want a kid, it's not that difficult to find. Life finds a way is what I'm saying, okay? I think it'll be fine. No evidence found as of yet that the social normalization of gay people has contributed to a lower birth rate. So same for trans people, presumably. And secondly, and this is where trans people do, as a matter of fact, draw my ire, I want to occasionally, just sometimes at least, win when I'm playing an online fighting game. And the more trans people there are, the less likely that becomes. Now, I will admit that does vex me. We need to maintain some kind of sizable cisgender population just to... because I'm good for a cis, but skill issue? Yes, it literally is. Thank you. Vaush, the implication of your view is that conversion therapy could then work. The fact that it doesn't work shows there's material truth to being trans or LGBT. Not entirely. A good question and one worth responding to. For one, just because somebody is made something by social factors doesn't necessarily mean they can be tortured out of it. For example, what torture could make me not like trains? Me liking trains is a product of my social environment. Obviously, trains didn't exist 300 years ago. If I was born 300 years ago, I couldn't have liked them. It's not a product of my biology. Only the existence and exposure of trains could make me like them. What torture could make me not like them? See, the brain just doesn't work that way. Also, the implication of conversion therapy is that, there's any worth or value in the conversion, which is what I reject, of course, fundamentally. Even if you could make a transgender person cisgender through the mildest of torture, or not even torture at all, why? Why then would we? Who cares? Why would we want to? Who cares? So you're saying you got to get them when they're young? I think the most effective way of preventing me from having ever liked trains would have been to have kept me from ever learning about them. And much in the same way, I think you could probably reliably prevent young AMAB people from becoming trans girls by making sure they never see or hear about a girl. So get on it. Just their whole lives, just, yeah. Gonna turn all of society into one of those Eastern Orthodox monasteries where a bunch of men live up on a hilltop in Greece and never leave or ever see women. There are some Orthodox monasteries that are so patriarchal they don't allow women onto the premises, and they'll actually kill female animals. If if they find out an animal that's kept there is female, they'll maybe they only used to do that and they don't now. But yeah, they're living in constant contemplation of masculinity. They be fucking big up there, right? They be big fucking up there, right? There's no way. You can visit if you're a guy. Yeah, Mount Athos. Women are prohibited from entering the area governed by the monastic community of Greek law. By the way, Greek law backs this up. It's not just monastery law. And by religious tradition. There you go, lads. This is where you can prevent transgender women from existing. If you take a young boy here and raise them up here, they cannot become trans. They will never know about woman. Kind of dope looking, though. Like, pretty view. What's their policies on trans guys? Well, it's the Greek Orthodox Church, so probably not good.